Hello and welcome back to the Project Manchester United. Today we have got two London games, one against Fulham and one against Brentford. Both games we hope to score as many goals as possible against. You can see we are on our records page, and the reason for that is we are one game away from beating the most or the longest unbeaten run in the Premier League, previously held by Arsenal, of course, in their invincible season. But we are very, very close to beating it. And we have beaten a lot of records in our time. And the reason we're close to beating it is because we're still unbeaten, still on unbelievable form. We last left you against Manchester City when we beat them 3-2 at home. We then won every single game. We drew against West Ham again for the second time this season. They're clearly our bogey team. And then we just drew against Arsenal, which I'm not sure. We beat them 2-0 last time. Today we've got Fulham and Brentford, but of course we're still unbeaten. We've still, been dominating teams. We beat Liverpool in the away from home in the EFL Cup semi-final first leg. We beat them at home 3-0 in the second leg. So looking at our competitions, we've won the Community Shield. We're in the final of the Carabao Cup against Arsenal. We're in the fourth round of the FA Cup against Huddersfield. We're in the knockout round in the Champions League against Atletico Madrid. And then obviously in the Premier League, we are sitting on 58 points and still 0 losses. So very, very good for us. And we've just got to, keep it up, really. Hopefully we can do an invincible season. Now, the man leading that is this man right here. It is Bruno Fernandez. Now, the reason we say that is because he, this year, has got a number of awards. He was obviously, he was the Ballon d'Or winner. He was the FIFA Best Men's Player. He was in the FIFA Pro Player of the Year. We also had Bastoni and Varane in the Team of the Year. De Gea was the second best goalkeeper. So that was brilliant. We also had Yusufa Moukoko. He won Golden Boy, European Golden Boy, which was brilliant. Bellingham got England Player of the Year. Varane got French Player of the Year with Martial third. We got December Manager of the Month. We really should be getting all of the Manager of the Month because we've literally won every single game from October until January, and then we drew once. But anyone not getting Manager of the Month every month for this, it's clearly fixed. Now, one person that isn't really doing much for our squad is Paul Pogba. Now, he was transfer listed by request, and someone has actually come in for him, and that would be, I'm trying to find out if we can find him, Tottenham, for 45 mil. I think it's something like 25 mil up front and then 20 mil after. We wanted a little bit higher, but at 30 years old, he's not playing. We might as well get a good fee of 45 million for him. We tried to negotiate a bit more, but they weren't willing to. We also had Southampton come in for him, and they weren't anywhere near the 45 mark. Even after negotiations, they got disrespected by it. So if Tottenham are happy to pay 45 million for a player that's just going to sit on our bench, I'm very, very happy with that. Talking about transfers, we also are bringing in Julian Vigel on a free transfer, which, one, he looks an absolutely outstanding player. Of course, we won't be here next season. But Julian Vigel, his transfer value is 30 to 45 mil. So even if it's another, who's the guy we picked up before? I'm completely forgetting his name. Was it Bender? I don't think it was Bender. Who did we pick up beforehand? Matthias Ginter, yes. We picked him up for a free, and then we obviously sold him, I think, this season for something like 45 million. Can we find it? 41.5 eventually. So that's obviously very, very good. And we will be bringing in Julian Vigel, and we could potentially do the same thing with him. We also brought in this kid, Königsdorfer. He joined us in January. He's played one game and he scored 3 goals in the FA Cup with a 9.6 rating. So very, very good start for him to our, his Manchester United career. And we've also brought in a couple of youngsters that our director of football has suggested and thinks would be good for the club. So not very important, but those are the players we've brought in. And I think that sums up everything for the recap. Now today we're going to get into the games against Fulham and Brentford, both at home. Hopefully we can pepper a lot of goals against them. And then, this is episode 4. We realistically, after this, have 3 episodes left. April is an absolutely massive month with Tottenham, Chelsea, Liverpool and Manchester City to play. We hope to have, the Premier League done by this time. We hope to be in the Champions League final down here, the FA Cup final down here. The EFL Cup final is probably going to be an episode. So we've got a lot to do. But it all starts here with Fulham home, 8 o'clock on a Wednesday night. Now, we're going to mix the team up a little bit. De Gea in goal can come out. Dean Henderson can get a quick run out. I want to get Dalot a run out as well. He's always played well whenever he does. We want to get Rashford here. Mbappe has withdrawn his transfer request now, so he's contracted to us. For until 2027, 25 years old, we might as well get the most out of him. But for today, it's going to be Rashford and Shaw on the left, Bastoni, Varane here. But do you know what? Maguire came to us the other day and said, I want to be playing a bit more. So we're going to put him and Varane in centre-back. We do need to switch to our first one, where we are going to have Pedri, Van der Beek and Milinkovic-Savic, Sancho, Rashford and Vlahovic up top. We are going to put Königsdorfer on. Apparently someone's made a bid for Mbappe. Oh, that was me messing about. Don't worry about it. But yes, so we're going to take Fati out. Who can replace Fati? Probably Mbappe. But Königsdorfer could be an option to come on. Moukoko could be an option to come on. But like we said, we are trying to use this game to score as many goals as possible and hopefully beat the record for the most unbeaten games in the Premier League. And if we don't do it, it would be an absolute travesty. And I'd be very, very shocked if it doesn't. We haven't made too many changes. So we'll go with the tried and trusted. I'm expected to see solid defending and finishing out there. We go out and it's Manchester United versus Fulham. What a season it's been. Part of me wants to... oh my God, we're going to score early on. Part of me wants to continue the series and see genuinely how far we can take this team. If we can do, Bayern Munich and win 6 trophies in a season. I think Barca did it as well. We might very well do that this season and win everything. Who knows? But... I think it's relatively easy, let's say, when you're a club like United, you've started at a club as United. If this was possibly, if this was the journeyman career that we're doing on our channel and we were at a club and we wanted to move or there was interest from other clubs, Vlahovic really should have put that away there and very unfortunate not to. But if that was the case, we have changed up our camera angle and it seems to have zoomed us out a little bit. But if that was the case, we'd probably stay at a club and see what happens and not move around too much. I'm always a fan of moving around in the journeyman's career, but here at United, it does seem a little easy. It obviously is easy. We're one of the best teams in the world. What we've done is nothing short of amazing, though, being unbeaten and improving our away form and identifying our mistakes and where we need to improve. And, it has been good, as obviously Sergei puts us up 1-0 in the second minute. But... it is still an easy job, in my opinion. So I don't think we'll continue this on. We may do those videos where, you go 5 years into the future, 10 years into the future, just to see how United do since we leave, who they get in, etc. And see if we have embedded a good enough DNA. And I feel like we are. We're signing kids for the future. We've obviously signed Vigel, who can either be used next season as Vlahovic, goes round the keeper there. And... he does take an extra few touches just to mug Fulham off and say, you've given me an easy chance here and I'm going to put it away. He is onside. Great pass from Milinkovic-Savic, who has come to us wanting more time and proven why with a good assist there. But yeah, I think we'll look into the future. We're doing well for this club across, every inch of the club, not just on the pitch. So hopefully in 10 years' time we'll look back and they, will still be dominating English football. They'll still be in the Champions League, finals and stuff. Something that we really need to win this season. That is obviously our biggest focus with it, being the only trophy we haven't won just yet. But that is the hardest trophy to win, and it proves why. We may, even sim forward a year and come back just for the Club World Cup and see what that does. But I think we're currently sitting on, before this game, something like a 79% win percentage, which I'm certain is the greatest manager win percentage of all time. So we're doing very well. But of course, it's easy when you have players like Dusan Vlahovic, who have put us 3-0 up in 24 minutes. Exactly what we wanted from this game. Just peppering goals against the team. Shaw to Rashford. Rashford again over the top, finding that space. And Vlahovic going through and just dinking the keeper there. A very, very good 6-0. 6 shots to 0. 3-0 on the scoreline. I'm going to remove one instruction, get us stuck in. We are getting a lot of yellow cards lately, and it does hold us back sometimes. I think we had 3 players suspended at once as Varane almost goes through there and makes it 4-0. But I think we could potentially come back for that Club World Cup tournament, which I think takes place next year in 2025, and try and win that, which I'm sure will be against teams in South America and whatnot. And then a few English teams such as Liverpool, but we've got decisions to make. But I have enjoyed this series. We are looking forward to our next one. If you've got any suggestions for who you want, the next series to be, let me know. I've got a list of a few teams that we want to do projects with. So it'll be interesting. It is a fun series to take over a club. You're there for 3 years, as Pedri makes it for some good football, some long-range football on show today, and the fans at Old Trafford are being treated to an absolute delight. One of the reasons we wanted to do an episode like this, we always are playing the big teams, which obviously is fun, but sometimes you just want to watch beautiful football, goal after goal going in, and who knows, it could be fifth here. So I think obviously it is very, very important that we only stay for 3 years, because that is the point of the series. But you do grow fond and you do grow an attachment, especially when this is the team we support. So who knows? We will find out. But I think at half time we are going to take Vlahovic off and bring on, say, Königsdorfer. We're probably going to take Sancho or Rashford off and bring on Moukoko and give him a chance, as Daniel James scores the only goal that we've conceded today, and shows us, you shouldn't have sold me, mate. You're talking about bringing on Moukoko, on the right or left hand side. You should have just kept me. Could have got you a goal there, coming in at the back post. Good to see he's at Fulham. I think that was his 3rd or 4th goal of the season, it said. So Daniel James getting on the score sheet. Unfortunately, not for us, which is funny, as Maguire may have just won a penalty for us. A very, very dominant performance, which I like. This is what we need, and Dusan Vlahovic will take it. So can he get his hat-trick before he comes off at half-time? He does a 42-minute hat-trick. Vlahovic vying for that Premier League top scorer award, which I think is currently Erling Haaland with 24. Hopefully Vlahovic can get that late push in, because we've got, I think, 4 or 5 players with 10 plus goals, which means we're sharing the spoils. We do rest Vlahovic sometimes to play different players, so it's key to see that this is what he can do inside 42 minutes. He doesn't need a full game. We've just saw that Chris Smalling is back at Fulham as the centre-back. Carvalho, Maguire, he's just come to me before this game asking for more game time. This is the reason we don't give you game time, Maguire, because you're conceding easy penalties. And there you go. It's going to be 5-2 unless Dean Henderson can stake a claim and put De Gea out of the squad, and he very well might have, because Dean Henderson has pulled off a wonder save. Vlahovic scoring hat-tricks one end, Henderson saving penalties the other. It's just an unbelievable team we've got here. We have done something truly special, as now our centre-back has got involved. I don't know what the foul could be here. No one was offside, so surely it's 6-1. And it will be Raphael Varane, our centre-back, getting involved with the goals, making it 6-1, his 4th goal of the season. Very, very good first half. 6 goals. Can we break the 10-goal mark, the double-digit mark? Let's see. And who can do that for us? we're going to have a look. So Vlahovic is going to come off and Königsdorfer is going to come on. I think Sancho is going to come off and Moukoko is going to come on. And then I think we'll leave it like that for now. Moukoko, granted, I think deserves more of a chance up front. We always play him on that right wing, but I think he does well on that right wing. So if we can use both of them, I mean, Königsdorfer in the FA Cup scored a hat-trick, so if he can pull something off like this in the first half and show he's on the same level as Vlahovic, who knows, Vlahovic might go on the transfer list, but probably not, but that would be funny. We do have another highlight here, 54 minutes. Mascarell, to be fair, Fulham are on the ball quite a bit, they're getting their chances. We are obviously just very dominant in attack, and it's very easy for us against their defence, as Mitrovic gets Fulham's second goal of the game. But it proves we're not absolutely, stalwart in defence. They will get through, they will score goals, especially when we are on positive. We are very forward, we are attacking with all of our defenders and midfielders as well. But if we're winning 6-2, I don't necessarily mind. We try and keep our goal difference as wide as possible, and I think the way we want to do that is by scoring goals rather than not conceding. Who knows, maybe at another club that we do a project at, we're going to have to play a very defensive. What is Moukoko doing there? That's what he's doing. Milinkovic-Savic. That is why we play Moukoko on the wing, because he can cut out, he can put a ball in, and Milinkovic-Savic, who wants more minutes, gets onto the scoreline with a good header there. I thought Moukoko could have finished it, but he clearly knew what he was doing. He said, "Boss, let me do it my way," and Milinkovic-Savic makes it 7-2. So hopefully we can get 10. That would be the goal. An unbelievable goal scoring season it would be if we can break 100 goals again. I think we did it last time, as well as points. But who knows? I mean, this is just unbelievable. I think I was looking at our managerial career at this club beforehand, and as well as the 79% win percentage, I think we had something like only 14 draws and only 18 losses or something like that, and the rest we had something like 124 wins. It was crazy. So very, very good. We're still vying for that. Hello, Königsdorfer goes through. He might be offside, but at least he's shown that his positioning is there almost, but his finishing is definitely there as the goal gets disallowed, unfortunately for Königsdorfer, who could have made it 4 goals in just 2 appearances. Any subs that we want to make? Possibly Luke Shaw. We do play him quite a bit, so I think we're going to take him off. He is obviously our main left back, so it doesn't hurt to put someone else there. Van der Beek is quite tired. We can't take him off, so we're just going to have to try and get him to deep lie playmaker on defend now, chill out a little bit, rest the legs, keep the ball, etc. But we are still vying for 10 goals in this game. Why? Because it's fun. Who knows? Rashford goes down the left-hand side, whips one in as Frabota clears, and Diego Dalot picks it up on the right-hand side. Can he beat his man? He does. Can he whip a cross in? He does pull it back for Van der Beek. A little 1-2, and an almost carbon copy of the goal beforehand for Milinkovic-Savic. A ball's whipped into him near the penalty spot, and he just heads it in. A good little 1-2 here as well by Dalot and Van der Beek, who I've just seen as our number 8. I probably should remember that, but that is nice to see as we make our changes there. But very, very good. 8-2 in the Premier League. What a result. This is just what we need to keep doing. Our goal difference is 50 already. We're on 61 points, 23 games played, and we're 9 points ahead of our next closest team. Of course, that doesn't mean we've won the title yet. 9 points is not far away for top teams either. They're performing very well as well. But, being unbeaten all season, it would be a real shock, I think, at this point if we lose now. It can happen, of course, and hopefully it doesn't happen in, say, the Champions League and things like that, because those knockout competitions, if we lose in the league, we can still win the league. If we lose in the Champions League, we're done. So hopefully, if it does come, but I don't think it will. It's a weird one. I don't find it coming. I genuinely think we're that good, and we read situations well. And even the game against Arsenal very recently, where we drew 1-1, we were on top away from home, and it was unfortunate to lose, and we got that 1-1 draw. But Who knows? All we do know is in the 87th minute now, there's another highlight. We are 8-2 up. Moukoko, can he find Königsdorf? He goes alone by himself, takes a shot, and Gazzaniga picks that up to claim it for Fulham. They have had 10 shots still though, so very, very positive, for Fulham in some senses. With a minute left, are we going to add a 9th to the scoreboard, or are they going to add a 3rd? Marles down the right-hand side. He whips it all the way back to Frabotta. We do press still. Probably should have took that off just for, tiredness purposes. But sometimes we go into games just wanting to absolutely annihilate teams. And this was one of them. This is why I wanted to do an episode, because I felt something like this happening as Königsdorfer does get his goal and channels his inner Vlahovic there going around the keeper. But again, we have absolutely annihilated the team. A lot of over the top balls as well. Van der Beek here finding Königsdorfer's run, and he just goes around the keeper, slots it in the back of the net, and makes it 9-2 to Manchester United. We couldn't break that 10-goal mark, unfortunately. I think we've had 9 before, so we're still vying for that double digit. But we're going to tell the boys, obviously, that we're very happy with the result, with the way they played. And I do believe that we have broken that record now, as Moukoko wants a better deal. So we're going to negotiate that with him, and then we're going to jump into the game against Brentford at home as well, where hopefully we can do the same thing against them and just pepper them for goals. And just before we get into that game, you can see that we have gone 50 games unbeaten from Saturday, the 1st of October, 2022 in the Premier League. We're now in January 2024. That is absolutely unbelievable. And please, may it continue. So here we are for the game against Brentford. We also just saw on the same match day, Liverpool have smashed Manchester City 6-0. So they are clearly the second best team in the league. We are going to give rest to a few players, and we do need to see if some of our other players can perform in the absence of our top players. So Varane is going to come off, Bastoni is going to come on. We're just looking at fitness at this point, looking at who could use a rest, who needs a rest, etc. As well as who could potentially come in and just get some minutes under their belt. Jordi Alba, granted, we haven't used him as much as we could this year. Tell you what, we might use him as a sub. Why not? Scott McTominay isn't getting the minutes he deserves, but at this moment in time, he's just not anywhere near our chances, our first team choices, etc. We're going to bring on Bruno Fernandez, Kylian Mbappe, maybe. Why not? Against for Rashford, sorry. And then I think I'm happy with that. Can Königsdorfer play in the shadow striker role? And if so, do we go for it instead of Pedri? Who knows? Maybe late in the second half, or in the second half, whatever. So we'll ask our assistant. He says nothing necessary against Brentford. Will proceed to the match, and again we are hoping for one of those 10-goal routes that we could potentially get against Brentford here. But they're no pushover compared to, let's say, Fulham. That's a little bit disrespectful, but it is what it is. We'll give that quick team talk of the recent praise being justified. But we jump into our second game of the episode, and we very well could score in the first 10 seconds as Vlahovic goes through. But this is the team we've created. They are so good, so direct. They, press. It's just an unbelievable side. Definitely need to save the tactic in case it is good across all teams. As Bruno Fernandez whips one in, and Raya collects quite easily there for Brentford. But I wonder if the tactic is good across all teams. It is a 4-2-3-1 and a 4-3-3 tactic, so they can work with a lot of teams. But of course, is it just the players that we have that are doing the job, or is it the tactic that genuinely is working? Granted, I think the changes we've made this season, especially with our away tactic implemented and things like that, the changes we've made have obviously worked, because we are invincible at this current moment in all competitions. So, of course, they're working. So maybe it is a bit of tactical geniosity. Who knows if that is a word? I don't know. But it's obviously down to our players as well. So no goals yet, 5 minutes in, which is a bit of a shock for us. But Mbappe picks it up on the left-hand side, whips one in. Raya fumbles the ball. It falls to Pedri at the back post. Wan-Bissaka picks it up back in the starting 11. He whips one in. And my goodness, I thought Sergei was going to get a hat-trick, basically, of goals. And quick minute, who is Gomez scoring for Aston Villa? It is Angel Gomez, who I never thought we should sell. He is a very, very good player. And where is he on here? 11th in the attacking midfielder left role. But he looks absolutely unbelievable. I loved him when he was at the club. I hated when we sold him. I still remember when he came on for his debut, replacing Wayne Rooney. I thought, there you go, we've got our next Rooney. He was impressive. And then for some reason, we sold him to Lille. As Vlahovic hits the bar, we just can't seem to score against Brentford today. We are going to go attack him to try and just really, demand that from the boys. Let them know, listen, guys, we want goals. We don't just want to be positive. We don't just want to get, attack him. We actually want to score today, please. So 9 shots to 1. It's not the goal fest that we've been hoping for, but it's still, a positive sign that we could get a result from this game, as Chelsea make it 1-1 against Villa. Fulham are actually beating Newcastle, so they're coming against their old side. You can see Newcastle are 7th, so obviously that 200 million injection has probably helped them in some way. I am still yet to do a Newcastle save. It is something on my list. It is one of the lists, for the project. What could we do in 3 years at Newcastle? Of course, we've seen what we can do at United, who are very established already. But what could we do at Newcastle if that was our option? And we've got a bunch of other teams. Of course, some of the big ones such as Dortmund and Barcelona, etc. And seeing what we could do there, as Mbappe looks like he's just done the biggest dive of his life, but I assume it will be awarded. And Vlahovic could pick up yet another goal here, as it is awarded to us, and he will step up to take, or is it Bruno actually? It is Bruno Fernandez. He steps up and he wallops it in the bottom left corner to get his 12th goal of the season. Another person in the double digits for goals for us. A very good penalty, nice and strong, nice and fast, and hard and low. But we've obviously got some other teams as well that I guess are a little bit, less big, but still have a bit of history to them. I think we had Blackburn, I think we had Nottingham Forest, I think we've also got teams like Schalke on our list, just to really get a wide range. But we've got a lot of projects that can happen over the course of Football Manager 22. So again, any that you want to see, let us know, and I will see what we can do. But we're going to tell them just the same, in and out. There's not much to be said. You're 17 shots to 1. You're 1-0 up. I think we will need to drop back to positive. Well, they've got a red card now, so hopefully not. Maybe very attacking would work as well, as Sancho picks up the ball, plays it, Vlahovic, and Raya pulls off an absolutely amazing save. Maybe because he rhymes with De Gea, maybe he's picking up his form. That was the worst joke I've ever told, and I'm proud of it. So there you go. But 49 minutes gone. They're actually on a counter-attack here. But it does come to nothing, luckily, because that would have been embarrassing for us. But they do step up for a free kick. Can Hendo save? No, he can't. 10 men Brentford has scored against us to make it Manchester United 1, Brentford 1. And it's from a free kick that would De Gea have saved. Would Raya have saved, actually. But I'm very attacking with 10 men. I'm still confident that we can get a result here. We've just got to absolutely pepper them. We might even drop to positive because we're usually good there. You're not overdoing it. You're not whatever. So I think that's what we're going to do, just to hopefully surefire that result. And as soon as we do, there is a highlight that Sergei Milinkovic-Savic wins in the air again. I mean, we weren't playing him for a little bit because of Jude Bellingham, and Jude Bellingham is so unbelievable that you don't want to drop him. Of course, we could play them both together, and then Fernandez in that attacking midfielder role, but then Pedri doesn't play. So we usually play Pedri, Fernandez and Bellingham, or Milinkovic-Savic, one of them, as Bruno gets his second goal of the game, his second penalty. We are absolutely scum scoring today's game with 2 penalties against Brentford. But maybe we can play Milinkovic-Savic in that box-to-box midfielder role, Bellingham in the Mazzala, and then, Fernandez in that cam role. And Pedri will just have to take a step back as Mbappe picks up his goal and makes it 3-1. That switch to positive was clearly the right thing to do. And we also are going to make the switch. I've just seen that we've got a couple of yellow cards already. We're going to get stuck in off. I do like it because I think otherwise we just, for whatever reason, we just step off and we don't get involved and we don't press the teams, etc. But we are getting quite a lot of yellow cards recently. We're going to substitute Sancho off, and we're going to bring Moukoko on that right hand side. We're trying to play youth as much as possible. We're going to take Pedri off, who looks tired, and bring on Königsdorfer and switch him to a shadow striker, and hopefully we can keep picking up the goals there. And then I think Sergej Milinkovic-Savic can come off, and we will bring on Scott McTominay, who hasn't played in quite a while for us, because even when we play that defensive midfielder tactic, it's usually Frank Kessie that gets the nod against ahead of McTominay, which is quite unfair because Kessie's not been in the best of form, so he doesn't necessarily deserve it, let's say, but he does get picked over McTominay quite often. So not the 10-goal route that we were expecting with 84 minutes on the clock. It is only Manchester United 3, Brentford 1. Still a good result. Still, it's annoying that we've conceded. It could still be a fourth here as Mbappe picks it up, whips one in, and Vlahovic puts it over the bar with a strong header. But of course, that puts us to 64 points. We are yet again unbeaten in another episode. We are still unbeaten in the league. And I'm not sure where we're going to join you next, because we want to keep, obviously, the last episode for the final. We do have an EFL Cup final coming up. And that is what Königsdorfer does. He looks to be an unbelievable signing. Königsdorfer picks up his 5th goal of the season in 3 games, and 2 of those are substitute appearances as Königsdorfer from outside the box, 30 yards out, just whacks one, and he does make it Manchester United 4, Brentford 1. So again, we have got that EFL Cup final coming up. We do want to keep an episode for that Champions League final that we're definitely going to be in, and we're definitely going to win this year. The league, I think, relatively, we could wrap it up very soon if we continue in the form that we are. But of course, Liverpool are still playing well. They've just beaten Manchester City 6-0, so they're not out of the race. It's still only, a 9-point lead that we've got on them. So it's definitely not over just yet. But we hopefully will have, obviously, the EFL Cup final here. We have Atletico Madrid in the knockout rounds. We're at home in the second leg, which I like. So we're probably going to join you for the EFL Cup final in the next episode, and then hopefully join you for an FA Cup final and a Champions League final. So who knows? But thank you again for watching. Hopefully you have enjoyed, and if you have, please leave a like, a comment down below, and obviously please do subscribe. It helps a lot, and I think we deserve it with all these greens. So thank you. Goodbye.